This is your sign. Yes, you heard me. You didn't stumble on this video by accident. You didn't click play just for background noise. You're here because something deep within you knows it's time. Time to get up. Time to try again. Time to stop sleeping on your own potential. Time to stop wasting weeks you'll never get back. Time to begin again. And I don't care what happened last week. I don't care what broke your heart, what wrecked your confidence, what took the fire out of your eyes. Because this week, this is different. Why? Because you're listening. Because you're aware now. Because that ache in your chest isn't just pain, it's potential. You're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're not too late. This life you're living, however messy, however slow, however painful, is still yours. And there is still time to make it something powerful. Let this be the moment that shifts your entire direction. Let this be the moment where you stop waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect version of you to show up, and you just start moving. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. You just need to begin again. The silent struggle we all face. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, how did I get here? You wake up, and the weight is there before your feet even hit the floor. You feel behind. Like everyone else is building something amazing, and you're just surviving. Going through the motions. Faking smiles. Scrolling through highlight reels. Avoiding mirrors. Avoiding conversations. Avoiding yourself. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not worthless. You're tired. You're carrying years of silent battles. You've been living with dreams buried beneath distractions, disappointment, and fear. And sometimes, it feels easier to just stay stuck. To tell yourself it's too late. To pretend you don't care anymore. But you do care. That's why it hurts. That's why you feel it every Sunday night, every birthday, every quiet moment. You want more. You are more. And somewhere inside of you, you already know that. You're just scared to try again and fail again. You're scared to believe in yourself because last time you did, life knocked the wind out of you. But I promise you this, you're not the only one who's felt that way. And you're not alone in your pain. Which brings me to a story I want to tell you. David, the man who lost everything at 43. Let me introduce you to David. David was 43 when his life collapsed. Not 19. Not 25. 43. Married. 2 kids. Mortgage. Career. He had done everything right. He worked hard. He showed up. He paid his dues. But one year, everything fell apart. The company he dedicated 17 years to downsized. His job? Gone overnight. His savings? Burned through trying to keep up. His marriage? Cracked under the pressure. His confidence? Shattered. David found himself sitting in a run-down apartment, staring at a microwave dinner, wondering how the hell his life had come to this. I did everything they told me to do. I worked. I sacrificed. I showed up. And now, I got nothing to show for it. He didn't just lose a job or a house. He lost himself. He went quiet. Stopped seeing friends. Stopped answering calls. Started living in autopilot. Surviving, not living. Every day felt like a repeat of the last, empty, grey, meaningless. Until one night, around 2 a.m., he sat on the edge of his bed, looked at the empty walls, and whispered, I don't want this to be my life anymore. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't some massive breakdown. It was just honest. He was tired of pretending he didn't care. Tired of shrinking. Tired of waiting for some miracle to come fix everything. And in that quiet, painful moment, David decided to begin again. He didn't know what to do. He had no roadmap, no mentor, no backup plan. But the next morning, he woke up and went for a walk. That's it. A 15-minute walk. Then the next day, he did it again. And the next. He started journaling, reading, watching motivational videos. Not for the answers, but for reminders. Reminders that he still had a say in his story. 3 months in, he landed a small freelance gig. 6 months in, he was back to earning money. Not the same as before, but enough. A year later, he started his own business helping others rebuild after job loss. 2 years later, he had coached over 200 people. And 5 years later, David stood on a TEDx stage, telling the world, the biggest lie I ever believed was that my best days were behind me. He didn't just rebuild. He reinvented. Not because he was fearless, but because he stopped letting fear make his decisions. David is not a superhero. He's not famous. He's not special in the way the world defines it. He's just someone who got sick of wasting weeks. Sick of waiting for life to change. Sick of believing the lie that it was too late. And maybe, just maybe, you're there right now. You're not 19 anymore. You've got bills, wounds, responsibilities. But you also have a choice. You can live in the shadows of what didn't work. Or you can step into the unknown and build something new. Let David be your reminder. It's not too late. You haven't missed your moment. You're not too broken, too old, too behind, or too tired. You're just one decision away from beginning again. The real reason you're stuck. Let's get real for a second. You're not stuck because you lack talent. You're not stuck because you lack time. You're not even stuck because you lack opportunity. You're stuck because somewhere deep inside you, you're scared. Scared to want more again. Scared to believe again. Scared to hope again. Because last time, it didn't work. Last time you got hurt. Last time you gave everything and lost everything. And now? You wear that pain like armor. You say things like, "I'm just taking a break. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm not ready yet. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine." But you're not fine. You're silently suffocating in a life that looks okay on the outside, but inside, your soul is screaming for more. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. You stay stuck, not because you can't move, but because moving requires you to let go of the lies you've gotten used to. And letting go of the lies? That's terrifying. Because the lies gave you excuses. The lies gave you comfort. The lies protected you from disappointment. But those same lies? They're also protecting you from your potential. Let's call them out right now. Lie 1, if it didn't work before, it won't work now. No. It didn't work before because you weren't who you are now. You've grown. You've seen more. You're stronger. Don't punish your future with your past. Lie 2, other people are just luckier or more gifted. Nope. Most of them just kept going. Most of them failed more than you've even tried. Their breakthrough came after their breakdown. Lie 3, if I try again and fail, I won't survive it. Yes, you will. You already have. Look at everything you've survived up to this point, and you're still here. Lie 4, if I'm too late. You are right on time for the life you're meant to build. You're not behind. You're being prepared. Now let's talk about the comfort zone. Comfort isn't peace. It's numbness. And that numbness? That safe zone you've built around yourself? It's the most dangerous place to stay. Because while it protects you from pain, it also locks you out of growth. It's the slow death of passion, of purpose, of power. If you want to begin again, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Discomfort is the doorway to your next season. And no one is going to drag you through it. You have to walk through it yourself. No more blaming your past. No more blaming your boss, your ex, your family, your childhood, your city, your age, your circumstances. It's not about blame anymore. It's about ownership. Own your story. Own your next step. Own the truth that yes, it's hard. But no, it's not impossible. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need courage. And you don't need an unlimited supply of courage. Just enough to start. Just enough to take the first step. You are not behind, you are being prepared. Speaker, empowering, warm voice, deep belief in the audience. Let me speak directly to the version of you that feels behind. The one who scrolls social media and feels like a failure. The one who watches classmates, cousins, co-workers pass them by. The one who says, they've got a house already. They're married. They've got a business. They're traveling the world. They're doing what I dreamed of doing. And you? You feel stuck in neutral, invisible, forgotten, late. Listen to me. You are not behind. You are being prepared. You're not in a delay. You're in a development. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. It just means you're in training. You're gaining the grit that success requires. You're learning the lessons no classroom can teach. You're building the roots to sustain your rise. Because here's what no one posts about. If you skip the hard parts, you'll never last in the spotlight. If you don't face your demons now, they'll follow you into every win. The truth is, your pain has a purpose. Your waiting has been shaping you. Your isolation has been sharpening you. Your heartbreak has been refining you. You've been learning patience, resilience, discipline, empathy, wisdom. And those qualities? They are far more valuable than any certificate, trophy, or title. You're not late. You're learning. Let me say that again, because it needs to sink into your bones. You're not late. You're learning. And when it's your time, when the opportunity opens, when the door cracks open even just an inch, you'll be ready. You'll walk through it with scars, with stories, with strength. And no one will understand how you rose so quickly. But you will know. You'll know it was the fire that forged you. The nights you cried alone. The mornings you forced yourself out of bed. The tiny acts of self-discipline no one saw. The battles you fought in silence. That was the preparation. That was the real work. That was the reason. So stop thinking you're behind. Start understanding you're being equipped. Every delay is training. Every detour is character. Every heartbreak is redirection. Every setback is setup. Your job now? Don't let the preparation go to waste. Don't let the pain become pointless. Don't let your growth sit dormant. You didn't come this far just to pause here. You are not stuck. You are not done. You are not late. You are becoming. And this week, right now, is your sign to stop waiting and start moving. 3 steps to begin again. Let's talk about action. It's time to stop swimming in inspiration and actually start moving. Because no matter how many videos you watch, how many journals you fill, how many dreams you visualize, if you don't act, nothing changes. Motivation without movement is just daydreaming. So let's get into it. 3 steps. 3 powerful steps to begin again. No fluff. No fancy talk. Just real steps you can take today. Reflect, accept what's not working. You can't begin again until you admit what's broken. You can't fix what you're still pretending is fine. You've got to be brutally honest with yourself. What's not working in your life right now? What habits are draining you? What lies are you still believing? What people, environments, patterns are keeping you small? Take inventory. Write it down. Say it out loud. Look yourself in the mirror and tell the truth. This is not the life I want to keep living. There's power in calling it out. Because once you name it, you can start changing it. Reflection isn't weakness, it's warrior work. You've been taught to push things down. Smile through it. Keep busy. Stay distracted. But healing and progress come when you pause. Take one night this week. Turn your phone off. Sit with your thoughts. Ask yourself the hard questions. What am I running from? What am I settling for? What do I keep avoiding? What is my soul craving? Reflection breaks the autopilot. Reflection cracks the mask. Reflection reveals your next move. So reflect, not with shame, but with clarity. Not to dwell on the past, but to redirect your future. Because you cannot begin again until you are willing to let go of what's no longer working. Make a conscious choice to move forward. Now comes the most important part, decision. Not a maybe. Not a someday. Not a we'll see. But a clear, loud, unapologetic decision. You have to decide that your life matters. That your time matters. That your dreams are not optional, they are essential. Don't wait for some magical sign from the universe. This is your sign. This moment. This breath. This truth. I am not finished. I am not stuck. I decide what happens next. Decision is where power begins. It doesn't mean you know how. It means you've committed to figuring it out. Let me be clear. The most successful people you know, they didn't start with confidence. They started with decision. They weren't fearless. They were done with letting fear lead. And that's where you are right now. Done with excuses. Done with silence. Done with sitting on the sidelines of your own life. Today, you decide to speak up, to show up, to level up, to stop waiting and start building. Because the second you decide, really decide, everything shifts. You start walking differently, talking differently, thinking differently. Even before the results show up, your energy changes. Your focus sharpens. Your soul wakes up. And from that point forward, you're no longer a victim of your past. You're the author of your next chapter. So make the decision. Plant the flag. Burn the bridge behind you. There is no going back. Only forward. Only growth. Only purpose. Only power. Take one small step today. Here's the final piece. The part most people skip. Action. You've reflected. You've decided. Now you move. And no, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be real. Because transformation doesn't come from inspiration. It comes from action. You don't need to leap. You just need to take one step. Send the email. Make the call. Open the laptop. Write the first sentence. Go for the walk. Apply for the job. Throw away the junk food. Sign up for the class. Block the distraction. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Small steps are not small, they are sacred. Because one step leads to another. And another. And another. And before you know it, you've rebuilt your rhythm. You've realigned your life. You've reignited your purpose. Let me make this simple. If you do nothing, your life stays the same. If you do one small thing, your life begins to shift. And the most important step? The one right in front of you. Not the dream 10 years away. Not the 5-year plan. Not the grand vision. Just the next step. Just today. Just now. Don't wait for motivation. Let movement create momentum. The more you move, the more you believe. The more you act, the more you trust yourself. The more you show up, the more life starts to respond. So act. Right now. Right after this video. Before your brain talks you out of it. Before fear convinces you to stay still. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until your past finally feels healed. Healing comes through action. Clarity comes through motion. Confidence comes through repetition. You don't become powerful by thinking about it. You become powerful by moving like it. One small step. That's where your comeback begins. Small blue diamond, what if you don't start now? Let me ask you a hard question. What happens if you don't start now? What happens if you go back to your old routine after this video ends? What happens if you ignore this feeling in your chest right now, the one screaming for change? What happens if you waste another week? Another Sunday passes. Another Monday where you wake up dreading life. Another Tuesday where you tell yourself, I'll start next week. Another month where you bury your goals under distractions. Another year where you almost changed, almost grew, almost became the person you were meant to be. And then what? You wake up one day and realize you've built a life of quiet regret. Not because you failed, but because you never tried. Regret is the real killer. Not rejection. Not failure. Not mistakes. It's the haunting what ifs. What if I started when I felt the pull? What if I stopped waiting? What if I bet on myself just once? Let me tell you something raw and real. The pain of change is temporary. The pain of regret? That follows you forever. You don't want to look back 10 years from now and realize you lived on autopilot. That you traded your dreams for safety. That you made comfort your coffin. You don't want to tell your future self, I had a moment. I had a chance, but I didn't move. This is that moment. That chance. That tiny window in time when something in your soul is still awake. And if you don't act now, when you feel it, you'll go numb again. Back into sleepwalking through your life. Back into pretending it's okay. Back into scrolling, procrastinating, settling, existing. But you weren't made to just exist. You were made to expand. So I ask you this. What if this Sunday became the one you never forgot? The one where you didn't just get inspired. You got up. You acted. You changed. Final push, this Sunday is yours. This is your push. Not next week. Not next year. This week. This is the Sunday that flips the switch. This is the breath before the breakthrough. This is the sign you've been waiting for. You want to know when it's time? Right now. Right here. You don't need another article. You don't need another plan. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to believe that your future is still worth fighting for. Because it is. No matter how old you are. No matter how many times you've tried. No matter how long you've been hiding. Your life is still in progress. You still have time. You still have strength. You still have purpose. The clock hasn't run out on you. Your story isn't over. You're still breathing, which means the pen is still in your hands. So write something worth reading. Live something worth remembering. Wake up early. Do the hard thing. Say no to the old version of you. Say yes to the future version you know is possible. Don't let this be just another video you liked. Let it be the moment that everything started to change. Because if you start now, if you start today, you'll be unrecognizable in 6 months. Not because you magically made it, but because you started moving when it mattered most. You started before you felt ready. You started before it made sense. You started with shaking hands and a scared heart. But you started. That's all that matters. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just have to begin again. Begin again today. Begin again while it's still quiet. Begin again before you have all the answers. Begin again even if you're scared. Begin again for you. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more wasted weeks. This is your sign. This is your time. This is your Sunday. So get up. Take one small step. And don't stop. Don't waste another week. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait for someone to save you. Begin again. Today.